Are you ready to really take your sales team to that next level? We're diving into something I know every sales leader out there faces: getting top talent in a market where, honestly, it feels like everyone's fighting for the same amazing people.
Oh, it is. It's definitely a candidate's market right now, no doubt.
Exactly. And to kind of crack the code on all of this, we're taking a deep dive into recruiting in a tight labor market,
Okay.
an article from the sales experts. And this piece, seriously, it's packed with advice that you can actually use. It's like your cheat sheet to win the sales recruiting game.
I love that. A cheat sheet.
Yeah. So first things first, your job description. It's not just something you have to do. It's like your opening pitch, right?
Yeah, it's your first impression, and you're competing with a ton of other opportunities, so you really got to stand out. You can't just have those generic descriptions. The best salespeople, they want more than just a list of tasks.
So what would you say are some of the things that really make a job description stand out for like a sales position? What should people be thinking about?
Think about like what really gets top performers excited. Things like a commission structure that's clear, incentives that are based on how well you do, and a way to move up in the sales organization quickly.
Yeah.
And you got to spell it out. Don't make them guess.
Yeah, paint them a picture of the success that they could have.
Exactly. Now think about where you're putting this job description too. Online presence is huge these days.
Yeah, but it's like your storefront. You want it to be inviting, have good info, easy to navigate, all that.
Right. Your website, social media, LinkedIn, they all got to be top notch.
And don't forget about being active on those platforms, sharing industry insights, what's going on with the company, stuff about the employees. All that helps build your employer brand.
Exactly. It shows off your company culture so you attract the talent that fits with your values.
Right. You're not just looking for skills. You're looking for someone who fits, your team.
100%. And speaking of fit, let's talk about referrals from employees. One of the best ways to find candidates that have already been sort of checked out.
Oh, yeah. Referrals are golden, especially in sales.
Yeah.
It's about using those connections and that trust that's already there. But, I've seen these referral programs that are just kind of there. How do we make them really work?
You need to have a structure and give people incentives, a clear process, make it super easy for employees to refer people, and then offer rewards that actually motivate them.
Right.
Remember, your employees are like your best ads.
Yeah, that's a great point about the incentives keeps those referrals coming in. And speaking of keeping things moving, the Sales Experts article really highlights how important it is to move quickly when hiring,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially in a tight market, right?
Absolutely. The best salespeople are in high demand. If your process is slow or just a pain, you're going to lose them to a competitor who's faster.
Yeah, it's like being stuck in the slow lane while everyone's speeding past you.
Exactly. Streamline everything, get rid of steps you don't need, make the interview shorter, and give feedback quickly.
Yeah, every interaction counts. Even if they don't get the job, a good experience means they'll say good things about your company.
Exactly. A bad one spreads like wildfire, especially online.
It's all about building that reputation, a place where people want to work.
Right. And if you want the best, you got to offer good pay and benefits.
Let's be honest, those top salespeople, they're driven by results and money.
They want to see how they can be successful, both financially and in their careers.
So you got to stay up to date on what others are paying and offer salaries that are in line with the best out there.
And don't forget about the perks. Think like flexible work arrangements, professional development opportunities, and incentives based on performance. Those can really make your offer attractive.
Yeah, it's not just about the base salary anymore. It's about creating a whole package that fits what they want and need for their career.
Exactly. And that ties back to branding. You need to show why your company is a great place to work, beyond just the money.
Yeah, just showing your values, your mission, your commitment to helping your employees grow. It's creating that culture where people feel appreciated, challenged, and want to do their best.
And don't forget to show off that culture. Real employee stories, social media, everything you put online.
Those are real stories. They need a lot.
They really do. Now, sometimes even if you have the best strategies, you still might need some help, especially with sales recruiting when it's so competitive.
And that's where a specialized sales recruitment agency comes in, like the Sales Experts.
Hmm.
But you know what? We'll dive into that more in the next part of our deep dive.
Way.
Okay, so we're back and ready to talk about those specialists, those sales recruitment agencies.
Yeah, those heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've talked about job descriptions, getting referrals, making sure online presence is good, all those important pieces.
Right.
But for some companies, especially if they're trying to grow really fast or need people for really specific sales roles, partnering with an agency like the Sales Experts can be like a really smart move.
You're like almost like having an extension of your team just focused on finding the best salespeople out there.
Exactly, an extra set of hands dedicated to just that.
Yeah. So what would you say makes agencies like the sales experts different? There's a ton of recruiting firms out there.
Well, they're totally focused on sales. They're not trying to fill any job opening that comes along. They're all about sales recruiting.
So they get it. They get the different sales roles and what it takes to be successful.
Exactly. And they've got these huge networks in the sales world, so they have way more candidates than you'd find on your own.
That includes those passive candidates we mentioned, right? The ones who aren't really looking but might be open to the right opportunity.
Oh, yeah. That's a big deal in a tight market. The sales experts, they know what's happening in the industry, who's out there, who might be thinking about switching jobs, and who would be a good fit for your company.
It's like having a secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
They're doing all the work, building those relationships, getting that pipeline of talent going.
And remember, time is money. Working with an agency can really cut down on how long it takes to hire someone, and your internal team can focus on their main jobs.
Yeah, closing those deals, bringing in the revenue. So let's talk about what it actually looks like to work with an agency like the sales experts. What's that process?
First, they really dig into what you need. They want to get your company, culture, the details of the job, and the kind of salesperson who would do well there.
So it's not just matching skills to a list. It's about finding the right fit for your team and your goals.
Exactly. Then they use their expertise and their network to find and screen people. They're doing those deep interviews, checking skills and experience, and talking to references.
So you're not just getting a bunch of resumes, you're getting a select group of top people who are already vetted.
And they help you through the whole thing with negotiations, offers, and getting new hires settled in.
So it's more than just filling the job. It's making sure the new hire and your team are set up for success.
Exactly. Their success is tied to making the right match.
Okay, so let's talk results. What kind of impact can an agency like the sales experts have on a company's bottom line?
This is where it gets really interesting. By bringing in those top salespeople, they can directly help you increase sales revenue, get more leads, and build better relationships with customers.
Those results any sales leader wants to see.
Absolutely. But it's more than just numbers. The right sales hires bring in new ideas, energy that spreads to the whole team, and,
Yeah.
a real boost to everyone.
It's like a ripple effect. The
Yeah.
top people raise the bar for everyone,
Exactly.
and that can really affect your company's growth in the long run.
100%.
So for those listening who are thinking about working with a specialized sales recruitment agency, how do they connect with the sales experts? What's the best way?
Their website is the best place to start, thesalesexperts.com. You can check out what they offer, learn about how they work, and even set up a free consultation to talk about what you need.
And after everything we've talked about today, I bet a lot of people are going to be checking them out.
I think so, too. In this market, you have to be strategic about finding great salespeople.
And the right agency can really make all the difference.
It's about having an advantage, finding the talent that's out there, and building a sales team that can take your business to the next level.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive on sales recruiting, let's move on to a final thought.
Okay.
The success of your business really depends on your sales team. And when it's tough to find people, you have to be proactive.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you do it yourself or work with an agency. The key is,
Don't settle for just okay. Invest in your sales team, and you'll see the results in your business.
okay, so we're back, and it's time to bring it all together. Everything we've talked about. Recruiting that top sales talent when the market is, well, tight.
Yeah, we really dug deep, didn't we? Exploring all the ins and outs sales leaders are dealing with right now.
We did, and we found some pretty powerful strategies, stuff that can help you not just get by, but really excel, even when things are competitive.
Absolutely. We talked about those job descriptions, the ones that grab people's attention, and using those employee referrals, those are gold.
Right, and then making the most of your online presence, attracting those people who live online. Plus, making your hiring process super smooth so you don't lose great candidates because someone else is faster.
Yep, all those things.
And of course, offering compensation and benefits that are, competitive, showing top performers you really value them.
For sure.
We also talked about that X factor, building a strong employer brand that shows off your culture and what your company stands for.
Right, that's key.
And how working with a specialized agency, someone like the sales experts, can really give you an advantage in this fight for talent.
It's a game changer.
So what's the main takeaway here? What does all this mean for those listening who are leading sales teams, hiring managers, or execs trying to build a sales team that just crushes it?
It means You got to realize you can't just sit back and expect the best people to find you. Talent acquisition, it's not a passive thing. You have to go after it, have a plan, and be deliberate.
Absolutely. You got to sell your company the opportunity, just like candidates are selling themselves.
Yep, it's a two-way street, and in today's world, especially, those top people, they have choices.
They do. So what's one thing someone listening can do right now to step up their recruiting game?
Think about it. One concrete action based on what we talked about today.
Maybe it's dusting off that old job description and making it shine, highlighting those growth opportunities.
Right. Or reaching out to your network, getting that referral program really humming.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's looking into a specialized recruiting agency, tapping into a bigger pool of candidates.
Whatever you choose, remember this.
The time to act is now. Don't let those amazing salespeople get away. Invest in your sales team.
And watch your sales success go through the roof. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into recruiting top sales talent in a tight market. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep crushing those sales goals.